What's up, guys? So, Audio, actually Zero Fidelity is his name. He did a video that was released either today or yesterday, and it was basically about saying like, quit, spending money on trying to find speakers that are the best, because there is no best. It's all subjective, and you want speakers that are capable of sounding the way that you want them to sound, not forcing like their agenda on you, or forcing you to like something that you don't like, based on maybe just people reviewing them all give them high scores, so it makes you want to go out and buy them, and then you buy them and then they don't sound good in your house, and you're like, well, this is weird, because dude, no one's ears are exactly the same. It's like, do you does everything taste the same to you? Does the next person? No. You may like milk, this person doesn't like milk. So it's all subjective. Sound is always subjective, and it's literally impossible to tell somebody they're gonna like something guaranteed. Except, there's certain instances where a speaker will be like specifically as flat as possible, and it's meant for mixing, and that's that. They don't want it to be lively. They don't want it to sound artificial. They want it as plain Jane as possible. And that's why there's companies that create like the Yamaha NS10s. Those are supposed to, and don't get me wrong, they sound like crap. I've heard them like mixing music. They sound horrible. What was the idea behind that was to take the most neutral sounding crappy speakers, so when we mix something on it, you're gonna know that it sounds better on a good system. So they did this. Now this is like an A and B comparison. I'm not saying they only mixed using these NS10s, but it was a staple in the industry to use these NS10s. You saw them everywhere, and they were very easy to spot because they're white, and most speakers are black. So
he probably got
especially in the
knocked off.
top.
That's shady.
Nowadays, they just
That's
make
not cool.
Speakers fancy schmancy. They can look like wood. They can look like veneer. You name it. I mean, obviously there isn't many popular colors of speakers, unless you want to match like a specific color to a room, and then you'd be like trying to find something in red, which it's just not really a common thing. Of course, I've seen some crazy looking speakers from like B&W that were indeed colored, but those seem like more of a fashion thing, like or design element for your room, less than just being a speaker that's functional. So I'm just gonna get right to the point. This is like 5 takes. The guy was just basically saying that audiophiles need to chill out, relax. I mean, he's trying to find a solution to a problem of people who are just buying 10 pairs of headphones, 10 pairs of speakers. They just can't seem to make up their minds, so they end up wasting a lot of money. And it is a waste of money, because speakers aren't something that usually really hold value. I mean, it's not like a Ferrari or something that's going to go up in value if you don't use it. It's most likely going to degrade no matter what, unless you put the damn thing on a vacuum or something. But basically he's saying that no speaker system is going to be able to reproduce instruments as accurately as the real thing. In a nutshell, is what he was basically saying. My views on that are simply this. What do you mean by instruments? Are you talking about live only instruments, as far as like woodwinds or like violins, or like just whatever makes noise that does not need amplification? This is a very crucial argument that he did not go into, and then he needs to go into, because it just doesn't. You can't say part of an argument and not come through at the end. It's like just cutting yourself off. Or he probably didn't even think about how ridiculous of a statement it is. Now, I'm not dissing the guy. Okay, his intentions are good, but he doesn't sound like he's been around live music much, because there isn't really such thing as live music that much, unless you're like watching a symphony and and I mean nothing is processed. Nothing is going through speakers. You're using the auditorium's natural reverb to spread the sound. That's it. That's live. Okay, I get it. But that we're taking every band in the history of bands off the list because you're watching them through speakers. It's a live performance, yes, but everything on stage is mic'd, okay? So you're essentially watching a non-mixed version. I mean, you're mixed on the fly. You're watching a worse version of the CD, basically. And maybe they can perform it differently, maybe they can perform it better, but it's very rare that you'll ever find a live performance be better than the CD, because the CD is technically supposed to be the benchmark. Somebody can spend months on one song, perfect it, do crazy effects, or keep it as simple as possible. But the CD is still live if you want to consider it was recorded live at one point. So you're getting it's still a performance, regardless of what you really think about it. But I'm not really even going into that. My real point is that he just doesn't focus on what he means by real instruments. And I already went through it, whatever instrument can give you sound without amplification, that's all he would have needed to say. And I said, okay, that sounds pretty accurate. Just if something's really, really, really heavily, it's all really about the mix, guys. It's just some songs are really mid-rangey, and my speakers will totally tell you if a song isn't mixed right. If you, just for a quick example, I've already made my point on what this guy was talking about, so I can just go off on a quick tangent and just give you a quick explanation. Just for example, this is just two examples I can think of because it's the same genre of music. Don't bash me for it, but if you think back in the day, NSYNC versus Backstreet Boys, who recorded the better music? Without any thought, you should know who it is, but you probably don't. But I'll just tell you for a 100% fact, it was Backstreet Boys had the better producing. In fact, a lot of the popular songs from NSYNC sounds like shit. It was meant for radio play, and you can totally tell because it's very heavy on the mid-range. The voices are downright almost annoying, which is kind of a shame, because something that will sound good on the radio is only picking up such a small percentage of the frequency range. Unless you, of course, have a Bang & audio system in your car, that's a different story, but most times people don't. But you can just tell that they mix the Backstreet Boys just to sound as good as it possibly can, versus saying mixing on the Yamaha NS10, just let's get by. Let's just make it sound good on these speakers, and then we're not gonna worry about it. That's how the NSYNC mix sounds. It actually sounds worse than I ever thought it did. That's what's sad. Even at the gym, I'd be working out at the gym, and I would hear the NSYNC song come on and say, you know what? I think I'm gonna go home and listen to it. Just for memory's sake. And then it sounds like crap, and I'm like, get this off. Whereas, you may get something like a Fleetwood Mac song that, oh my god, it sounds mind-blowing, and it's from the 70s. It's just about the mixing, guys. So it's all really about the final mix, who did it, how good at their job they are, and you just have to have a bunch of talented people that comes together to make a good album. That's it. And it's not about one person. It's not just about the singer. It's not just about the drummer. It's everybody has to come together. The sound guys, the engineers, to make an actual incredible album. It takes a lot of people. It's sad. It's not like you can just go and make an album by yourself. No one can know everything. All right, guys, that's my video. And hit up the Zero Fidelity YouTube guy and look at his videos and tell me what you think about his little argument here. Peace out.